Well, not consistently though.
No, enough. I have.
What's going on, everybody? Just in the neighborhood. Decided I'd turn the camera on for a little bit. Lots of things happening. Doing a lot of renovating of self and the KnowledgeWell platform and hold on, and other things. How are you? Thank you for checking in with me. I guess we can just chat for a little bit. If you can hear me, make sure that you can hear me. If you can hear me, thank you. Olivia Correa, I believe that is. Hi, how are you? Colby, how are you? Thank you for being here, being live with me. It's not going to be long. I won't be on here terribly long, but you know, we can really put out some hard-hitting information and what have you that potentially may be liberating for you. So I'll take some questions that you might have for me. I'm on a hiatus from my platform. However, I'm out in the garage about to change the oil. No, I'm not taking calls right now. About to change the oil. So I said, well, hey, why not just turn on the camera and talk to the people for a little bit? I'm supposed to, again, be on a little bit of a hiatus until just after Christmas. To be honest, I was like, you know, not really wanting to do much of TikTok or anything, YouTube or anything for right now. But I've been, as you know, I've been paying attention to, you know, things that have been going on out there on the various platforms, TikTok and what have you. I've been paying attention, and I got to let you know, the scene is not looking too good. I'll just tell you, it's not looking too good. You know, I call myself creating a creating a platform, you know, to dispel myths and to do away with, okay, very good. Thank you, Gavin, for subbing. All right, and liking. Thank you very much. All right. Yeah, so I call myself putting together a platform that dispels the myths about freedoms and various remedies that may or may not be available. And yeah, I just see this new resurgence of this erroneous information. And you know, the effect, I'm just tripping on the effect that that's going to have on a whole host of people and their families. And it's just tripping me out because I'm like, man, it's like almost, you know, no matter what I do, you know, people just want to hear this erroneous information, the right to travel and all this type stuff, you know, and you know, people are profiting off of this erroneous information. People just don't get it, you know, and they're going down a pathway that I came from. And it's like, man, I'm just waving my hands like, just stop. You know, it's not the way. It's not the way. You know, and people are just more disenfranchised than ever. All these things with the aliens and all this kind of stuff. I contend I'm going to be doing a special on some of my ideals concerning what's really going on with this alien invasion talking point, and all of these things that you're seeing, you know, right now. I'm going to be doing a special on those. Just I'm not sure when I'll do it. Maybe next weekend or something. But there's more than meets the eye here. There's more nefarious activity this whole P. Diddy thing, I contend that there's something that a lot of people are not considering. Done like it's okay. Thank you very much. There's a lot that people are not considering. And I'll give you a few of my talking points just to kind of prime the pump a little bit, as it were. Okay, to maybe pique your interest a little bit. But I contend that if you remember back in like 2016, 15, or 2016, 2017, 2018, all the way up into 2020, there was a succession of these different movements leading up to, Bill Cosby and R. Kelly, and there was Michael Jackson thing, but I think that was earlier, 2009-ish, when he transitioned. But to my point, there's been a successive buildup, okay, all the way to this time, even with the C-19 and the poke and all that kind of stuff, and the ultimate shutdown of the country. Remember when Donald Trump was, first came on the scene running for president, it was like a joke. It was like, what? Donald Trump is running for president? This was a Hollywood, star, or whatever you want to call him. He had his, the reality TV show, The Apprentice, You Are Fired. And, he became, master of the deal when it comes to business. And, everybody knew Trump for his savvy business prowess and all that kind of stuff. So that's what he was known for. Then he, got the TV show and all that kind of stuff. And so what I'm saying is all of this is appearing to be a contrivance, a plan, and we see now, today, fast forwarding, that he's now the president yet again, our president-elect yet again, right? So they always say, follow the money, follow the money, and so if you follow the money, who's at the top? Well, Donald Trump is now coming back at his second go around at the presidency, so you can clearly see who's in power, as it were. And so when you consider, and I'm not going to go into too much depth on it now, this is just a temporary kind of, again, just a talk, just a, checking in on everybody, seeing how everybody's doing. I've been on a hiatus for a little bit here. I plan on continuing that hiatus till just after Christmas, right? And then I'm renovating things and rebranding and what have you, and then we'll come back and get back to work again. But anyways, yeah, I contend that there's more than meets the eye. I contend that we're missing out on things that we should be considering. I contend that this is all a contrivance. Nothing is by mistake or coincidental. And that and some people are being bamboozled, some people. I'm not being bamboozled. I'm not being bamboozled. But a lot of people are, is the point. And so with that being said, remember, did you ever think about the Me Too movement? Do you also recall and remember, and I'm probably, spoiler alert, I'm putting out, the stuff I want to share exclusively here, but whatever, who cares? For the moment, at least. The Me Too movement There was also during the Golden Globes, if you recall and remember, each of the participants, the Hollywood stars and what have you, that they would come up on the stage and they would repeat the same mantra, and that mantra was time is up. This was back in, I think, don't quote me at it, 2016 to 2018, somewhere around in there. Okay. But again, my point is just pay attention to the evolution from Trump being president in 2016, the Me Too movement, the This Is It movement, to what's his name? Epstein Island, Pizzagate. You're going to find that all of this starts in roughly 2016 and keeps going all the way into obviously the present, where everything is really shaken out. But now Trump is coming back in as president again. So I'm not going to divulge my speculation right now. I'll wait for my project to be presented to you so that I can properly lay out my case and point out the culprits. Yeah, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. But I just wanted to kind of tempt you a little bit with that. But yeah, it's gonna get really interesting, as it always does. Here at KnowledgeWell Media, I always bring those facts, do in-depth research and study. All right, so hopefully you'll be around when I do that, when I share that information. All right, yeah, you know how I do. I'm not playing any games. There's definitely something else to this consideration, and I think there was a master move, I'll say, made a masterful move. And if you paid attention to anything that I said before, you'll know who the master is that made that move. All right, so just pay attention. It's gonna get very freaking interesting. But yeah, I just wanted to jump on here and say what's up, let y'all know I'm still kicking, still doing, fighting the good fight of faith. What's up with y'all? I'm not sure if anybody's even getting notification that we're live right now. But I thought about going on TikTok, but TikTok takes so long to build up momentum. I was like, maybe I'll jump over here on YouTube, and hopefully my peoples will get a notification, but it doesn't look like that's happening. And I'm not trying to be on here all night or even for hours. I just wanted to pop in and say, what's up? So if you're watching this on replay, I'm still here, still doing it. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Yeah, so I've been really, I don't know if you remember and recall, I had done the manifestation journey, kind of like a documentary, some months back. Actually, when was that? Yeah, it started, if you want to look back in the archives, April 8th of 2024, because that's the eclipse day. So if you want to check out that journey. So that's basically where I've picked up on this hiatus, is getting back to those, or that research project, as it were, right? Making myself the research monkey, essentially. So putting myself out there. I haven't been documenting this hiatus yet. I'm not sure if I will. I'm making this one, very personal. It's a personal and individualized reconstruction project of myself. Reaching back to some of that manifestation journey, to looking to apply some things. It's abstaining, from alcohol and other indiscretions, that I picked up, bad habits along the way and what have you. It's putting that stuff down. It's getting fit, mind, body, and soul. It's becoming in tune more so with myself spiritually. It's a bunch of those different things, It's using AI, that technology, to discover more about myself, and using it as an aid to organize better, to become better, have better organization. You can use this technology for the wrong reasons, or you can use it for positive or good reasons, right? Productive reasons. And that's just what I choose to use it for. You may choose to play video games with the technology, or things like that. Not me. Any opportunity I have to better myself, especially if I can use the current and emerging technologies to expedite in self-help, becoming a better all-around person, better believe that's what I'm going to do. Because I am a content provider. I am a marketer. I love dealing with people. I love helping people. But I won't, and I don't aspire to have a platform to obtain self-enrichment at the peril of another. I won't do that. So, a lot of gurus are out here like that. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. It's all about entertainment. It's all about, the business end of it, as opposed to caring legitimately about their fellow humans. There's too many of those out here. I assure you of that. I know a lot of them. I've had conversations with a lot of them, and they know that they know the difference between KnowledgeWell Media and them. They know, but they've chosen. They've chosen their walk, their stand. So it is what it is. I don't have to look at them in the mirror. They have to look at themselves in the mirror. So I'm gonna just let them do that. It ain't for me to be outing people and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully they have a conscience, but if they don't, then more power to them. But as for me, I'm going to do the right thing for certain, for sure. So that's where we're at. That's just where we're at, But we will be back. I'll probably do a little bit more TikTok, more so than YouTube. Besides, it doesn't appear that many YouTubers are getting my message that I'm live for whatever reason. It's been on one viewer for the whole time, pretty much. So it is what it is. I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. It is what it is. If you're watching this on replay, then yeah, just wanted to let you know I'm still alive, still doing what I'm doing. But it is a reconstruction period to better myself, to make sure that my delivery on this platform is tried and true. You know, that there's integrity behind it. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. And, you know, I partake. I first fruits, as they say. You know, I first be a partaker of that which I'm teaching. You know, I need to know what I claim I know, be able to produce the facts. And so that takes my own diligence, my own research, making sure that I am in line with my values, my morals, my principles. And so that's what I call this this hiatus, is me realigning. Because, you know, in running platforms like this, you can become so bogged down. You can become so drained. People always have needs. People always want something from you. Very few will support, if ever. Believe me, I know this more than anybody. I've been doing YouTube for probably 10 years or so. And I've gotten very for you know, for the amount of time and energy and research and consultations and all that kind of stuff that I've done, I've gotten very little support or demonstration that there is any value here. So if the money was the reason I was, you know, or even the consideration as to whether I can stop doing this or can, you know, or continue, best believe I would walk away and not look back. So with that being said, it certainly is not the money. It's certainly not why I'm doing what I'm doing. If you ever question, I'm doing what I'm doing for the people. I'm doing what I'm doing for the legacy, that it be said and recognized that you know, I gave and I looked out for humanity. You know, the saying is, all evil men need to succeed is for good men to do nothing. And so that won't be said about me. My children won't be able to say that about their father, that he knew a whole lot but did nothing for humanity. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's not the money. With that being said, you know, as far as remedy, there are remedies. I still visit other channels on TikTok and whatever, and I hear them discussing it. Really chaps my hide, as it's said. Hearing some of these, even today, hearing some of these conversations about things that I've covered many times over, with proofs, documentation, legal documentations, proofs, case law, and what have you, going to, again, right to travel, citizenship, the Constitution and its application, the state and state rights, and what have you, in your relationship, the legal personality, artificial persons. I've covered all of this stuff in detail, and I still, you know, am constantly seeing, you know, people still claiming erroneous things regarding, you know, positive law as opposed to natural law and what have you. People still don't get it. And it's so disheartening. You know, it's so disheartening. And I try to, I try to tell them, I know that, that's what you believe and what have you, and that's what your local guru has sold you. But take it from somebody that's been down that road, like you're on a very slippery slope. And whatever remedy you're pursuing is not going to be found through those claims. I assure you of that. Been there, done that. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. These people, they get all upset. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. When it comes down to it, the law is the law. Man's law is the law. And people just have a hard time understanding colonization, king rulership, governments and what have you. People just don't grasp the concept that the larger, oh man, I just dropped it. That's not good. People don't grasp the concept that the larger military won. And even if they do grasp it, they don't want to grasp it. When a mob of people group up together, some membership or some secret order or even police administration, whoever has the upper hand, the greater manpower is usually going to win. That's just what it is. You don't have to like it. And this is what I try to explain to people when it comes to whether they agree with the United States or agree with the government and all that kind of stuff. Fine. I mean, it's not what you like. But what are you going to do about it? Who has the bigger military is the question. Can you defeat that military is the question. So who cares about your temper tantrum? They don't care about your temper tantrum. Are you saying I don't agree that I think the United States is illegitimate? I shouldn't have to pay taxes. I shouldn't have to do all this. Do you really think that they care about that is the question. What are you going to do about it? Somebody was telling me, well, they're at war with us. No, they're not. No, they're not. There is no us to be at war with. You do not have a military. The United States military is not looking for you to take you out. So you are not at war with the United States just because you don't agree with the taxation, the laws, the application of those laws. You are definitely not at war. And they have not declared war on you. But that, I mean, believe what you want. All I'm saying, I'm just keeping it 100% real with you. That whether you like it or not, the colonizers, the bigger military won. And what does that mean? That means that and from their standpoint and how they see it, you're here on the soil. They called you a United States citizen. You have not left. Your parents did not pick up and expatriate, tear up your documents and things like that and leave. They never did that. That's why you're still here today. And so by implication, until you do something about it, it's like you are in compliance as a United States citizen. Even if you say, I don't agree with it, or I don't want to be any longer, or they're putting me in bondage to forcing me through contract, whatever you have to say, that's your right to think and believe that. But when it comes to the functionality, the conduct of the United States government and the government of the state in which you reside, your sentiment, your temper tantrums and all that kind of stuff are not persuasive when it comes to the rule of law, man-made law, not natural law, right? So that's just what people need to understand. Okay. And once you get over that, as I did, or once you figure that out and accept that fact that you don't have a military big enough to take them out, so that means you're just if you want to call yourself a prisoner of war, that's just what you are then. Now what? Now what? Now that you've come to the realization that you cannot defeat them, and that you are, as some may put it, a prisoner of war, now the question is, now what do you do? Right? So, watch some stories, watch some Hollywood movies or something like that. How did prisoners of war or people that were taken over hostilely by another country, how did they deal with it? What'd they do? That might be a better bet for you. You live amongst your captors, you do the best you can to learn the system, to become educated about, your invaders or something to that effect, and either go along to get along, become better at the system than they are, perhaps move up into governmental ranks so that you can influence and change the policies. You see what I'm saying? If you can run for an office with the host or invading country or what have you, whatever you want to dub them, if you are allowed to run for government or a position in the government, doesn't that make sense that you would just work hard to get up into the ranks of government to influence the way that the invading country runs the business? They're saying you have a right to be in the government, to actually hold an office. So to me, that just seems like, well, then I can get up in there and change things that I don't like. When would that ever be the case that an invading army would allow the captive to potentially hold an office in their government? Think about that. Can you become a politician if you so chose to? Does that change how you see this? It should. Because if you were really captive in the way that a lot of people are looking at it, as a slave, and they're tricking you and all that, then why do you have the capability to, if you applied yourself and really wanted to be a politician of the enslaving government? Why would they do that? Does that make any sense to you? It doesn't to me. So something else is going on here, because that would not make sense. You could literally aspire to be, I'm not saying you will be, but you could aspire to be the president of the United States, meeting certain criteria, right? You might not make it all the way up there. Maybe there is a hidden hand and all that kind of stuff that might keep you out of there, right? For obvious reasons. But you mean to tell me you couldn't become, you can't be on the Senate, House of Representatives, you can't be an alderman and then work your way up to a congressman or woman and all the way up the ranks if you wanted to? I know people that are, that went to school with us. So I'm just saying, think about that. If it was really, just they're out to get you and they're your your enslavers, and what have you, why would they allow you to get into government in order to affect government? Why would that be? How does that make sense? They would not even let you. They wouldn't let you up there. They'd be like, here is the rule, that United States citizens as subject servants to Caesar, to the king, are not eligible to hold office in the U.S. government. You know, they are our subjects. We own them. Therefore, they are disqualified. You know, why wouldn't that be said? In order to keep you under their thumb. Why wouldn't that be the case? You see? So something's not right with that picture, right? All we got to do is use rational analysis. So it can't be that, is my point. It can't be that. Again, they would never let you up there in government or whatever. No way. So that's just the way I think. You know, I try to use rational analysis to come to conclusions that make sense. I didn't always do that, but I do now, and it works. It works when I run things by my rational analysis. When I refuse to merely employ emotional conjecture and engagements, things start to make more sense. I see things more level-headedly, I'll say, more clear-minded, and things just make more sense. So hopefully the same works for you. Anybody here? I don't know if I'm just talking to myself. I'm just rambling, I guess, whatever. I guess. Colby says, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you for being here. Thank you for checking in. I just wanted to jump on here for a little bit, let y'all know that I'm still here, you know, still working hard. We're on a hiatus right now. We'll be back to broadcasting regularly. I'm looking for my magnet, because I dropped the oil pan nut, of course, into the oil, and I really don't want to. I mean, I got gloves on. I suppose I can reach in there. I didn't want to do this. But yeah, we'll be back on, you know, around Christmas or just after Christmas and into the new year. I'll the downstairs studio area, make it more tech savvy, more eye appealing, and overall better presentation. We're in our senior year, so we should have a more robust offering, more put together offering. So we're going to get all that fine tuned, be ready to hit the road running for going into the new year. So hopefully you're along on the journey. Always appreciative of the support. And it's going to get greater, much, much greater later. It's going to be more fun. I've always wanted to employ more sound effects, because I like to make sound effects when I'm talking anyway. So might as well get us a sound effects kit or something like that. But I want to make it fun. I want to make it engaging. Always going to provide the hard-hitting, fact-based and in-your-face content. So that's not going to change. But the visual aids and things certainly will. I also look to build a team that will aid in the production. So I'm going to be putting out invites, bringing people on board to help with the delivery. Aha! I have found one of them. We'll see if I can fish her out. So yeah, if you're interested in helping us with the production on this reboot coming out, hit me up, let me know. You know the email, KnowledgeWell or excuse me, knowledgewell4u@gmail.com if you're interested. But yeah, it's going to get greater. We're going to have a great time on the reboot. I'm definitely looking to do that coverage on what I contend is actually going on. This alien invasion, I contend, is really a distraction, and I don't mean just a distraction in that it's going to be a monumental moment. Not from that standpoint alone. I'm talking about a distraction in that it's been a concoction. Excuse me, a construct, a contrivance for many decade now. This was planned. They were going to do this. They just needed enough time because it has to be convincing when they do it. But personally, and I'll just go out there on a limb and say it, I personally don't believe that there are any aliens coming, not from the standpoint of what we're told, the green men, grays, whatever. I believe that all of this is old hag in a new dress. Nothing is different. Nothing is new, as they say, under the sun. We've always, kings, rulers, have always come up with gods and demigods and urban legends, mythological creatures and beings in order to scare people into submission under rulership. It's always been that way. So why do we feel in this late hour of 2024 that all of a sudden now the universe is going to make good on this absent alien race that has been more patient than necessary, waiting to inevitably take over when they've been here all along? Why this super uber intellectual species was just waiting in the wings to one day when one president, Donald Trump, gets into office and establishes the Space Force. Now, it's a good time. This seems like the perfect opportunity. You know who's in office? The one alien is talking to the other. You know who's in office now? I think it'll be a good time for us to go visit Earth finally. That's really how the conversation would have to go. Like, what were y'all thinking all this time? Super intellectuals. But they just were waiting for Donald Trump to get into office and then to create a Space Force and what have you. They were waiting this whole time. That's how, again, I like to employ rational analysis. Now, it's a really powerful thing. If you try to do it yourself, figure it out. Rather than just ask the question that nobody else is asking it in a way nobody else is asking it. And you'll see that a lot of things will start to make sense. Why are the aliens waiting to 2025 or 2024 to suddenly, hey, how you doing, Blue Marble? Good to see you. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Yeah, I just stepped up to say hi to everybody. It's been a while, and I'm still not off the hiatus yet. I'm looking to get back after renovating the studio and everything, getting everything more technologically advanced and a better presentation. Yeah, I'll work out all the hiccups offline and all that kind of stuff. So I'm looking after Christmas into the new year. So we're going to turn up and ice that presentation, make sure it's nice and tight, and we're going to do a bang up job coming into the 2025. So we definitely don't want to miss that. So glad you're here, though. Thank you for being here. I just wanted to sound off for a little bit, but we're just right about now. We're just talking about my beliefs. I'm actually going to jump on and do a presentation sometime in the next week or two. Going to what I believe is the purpose behind the alien invasion. Not only that, but the P. Diddy debacle, this whole situation. I think I found something out that y'all need to know. I think we're being bamboozled. No, I don't think we are. I know we are. We're being bamboozled. I believe I know who is to blame, who's the actual culprit, the genius, I should say, that came up with this idea from way back in 2016. That should be a hint to you, but I ain't said nothing. But yeah, this has been building all the way. The whole rip has been building. I'm going to put those pieces together for you. So I'll be doing that presentation. It'll be more like a presentation as opposed to a lecture. I may have like video footage and pictures go along with my narration. We haven't really done one of those yet, so I'm looking forward to doing that. And then I'll probably have a Q&A after that, and we can talk, as I like to do. But the point is that why would the aliens, again, suddenly just want to reveal themselves? Why would, at a time where President Donald Trump got into office and established a space force, and Tesla dude, Elon Musk, is doing all these spaceship visits and all that, sending up rockets and doing all this kind of stuff, and neural space link or whatever it's called, Neuralink and all that kind of thing. All of this is happening. All of a sudden the aliens have had a discussion. Now, guys, I think it's a good time we visit Earth. Come on, man. There is no coincidence. This is all orchestrated. And I contend, and I'm going to show that this was all set up from a long time ago to happen this way. And yes, they've even used the scriptures, twisted the scriptures, used the scriptures in order to be a little bit more persuasive. So Christians are definitely in for a big treat, as it were, and a rude awakening. Okay, I'm gonna just put it like that. But we'll be covering that. So glad that you are here. Blue Marvel says, why would the extraterrestrial beings wait? They're probably here. Yeah, so I mean, I'm going to make the case that there are no such things. I'm going to definitely make that case and provide you with, my argument as to why that is merely no different than Zeus, Thor, Poseidon. It's the kings, men always come up with demigods. What's that? Nessie, the Loch Ness monster over in the pond over there somewhere. And, we always do that. That's always, again, these aliens allegedly, have waited till now. What were they waiting on? I guess Trump to get in office. I guess Space Force to be established by Trump. Follow the money, y'all. Follow the money. Follow the money. This is reading like a movie script because it is a movie script. I'm just saying, so yeah, and that's not to say. Let me just say this. That's not to say that you're not going to see things. No, that's not what I'm saying. Oh, you're going to see some marvelous things. Are you paying attention? Are you paying attention? You're going to see things. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that the powers that were have been in the lab creating artificial entities, AI, robots, humanoid bots. They have. You see them because they're showing them to you. So don't be fooled by that. I'm not saying you're not going to see something that fits the description of what an alien is. Don't get me wrong now. No, I'm not just talking about blue beam where it's a visual thing. I'm talking about literally, we're probably going to be having things walk up in our houses looking like what they say an alien looks like, a gray or whatever. Oh, yes. There's going to be, you're going to see things like that happening, and you're going to hear about it on the news. Yes, you are. Mark my words on that. So that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's going to be the result, or they're going to be the result of something that is created. Yes, yes, yes. So there is coming something after the order of what they've told us all this time, an alien. Oh, yes, there is. But I'm going to tell you, matter of factly, that it's going to be something made. They're already doing it now. It's already being constructed and put together and has been. They just have to run test after test after test and demonstration after demonstration and work out all the kinks in it. That's why it's not released, per se. But, look at all these robots. There's a race, just like there was allegedly a race to the moon, and what have you. There's a race. All of these Ivy League schools and these agencies are working overtime to be the first to create the most lifelike entities, I'll just say. That's what the race is. The other side of the coin is the AI. You think we have the most advanced AI here in the civilian world? Absolutely freaking not. Any technology that has been released to us as civilians is probably 50, maybe even 100 years behind what they actually have. Okay, so you do the math on that. If you can nearly know or come to know any piece of information that exists by asking the AI a question, or by, yes, how can I help you? Thank you. Go clean the room. Thank you. Appreciate that. So, yeah, if you have that type of capability, that type of power at your fingertips, and you just got that the last year or 2 years with the release of ChatGPT and all that, imagine what they have. Basically, they just said, we're done with this AI, this upload, or this 2.0 ChatGPT 4.0. We're done with this. We were doing this 50 years now. Let's give it to the civilian world. And they just tossed it in your lap and gave it to you for free. Do you feel me? So if they were able to do that, toss it to the civilian world free, yeah, try this out, work with it, then imagine what they have that is probably 100 times as powerful. That's all I'm saying. So, when you think about things like the Mandela effect, might make a little bit more sense, right? Because what kind of power must they have? Whoever they is. I'm not going to put any names on it. But what kind of power must they have if they gave us ChatGPT and we're up to 4.0 or 40 or whatever it is, where you can tell it to make an image and it makes an image, and now it animates the image. Now you can create an image on your phone that looks almost, you can make this look like the car is about to eat me or something. Literally, you can make it look like that with the AI. I mean, and it looked like a real movie, right? You've seen that stuff. So if we can do that in the civilian, again, what are they able to do? You get what I'm saying? All right. So what I'm saying, so it's gonna get real interesting. Seeing ain't gonna be believing anymore, as it were. You know what I mean? You ain't even gonna be able to believe your eyes anymore. That's what I'm trying to say. So whatever you've been told, Jesus is coming, a man's gonna come out of the clouds, that aliens are going to come, and all this kind of stuff. Oh yeah, it's gonna happen. Because now they're able to make it happen. You think they're afraid of, your delegitimizing of their power and their government and all? Come on, man, y'all. That's small things. You really think that the powers that be? I'm not saying the United States government. We all know that there's way higher than that, right? Come on now. So I'm not saying that anything about the United States government. I'm saying go a little bit, go higher than that. They are not at all concerned about you coming to take their power and authority away. They've already got AI in position in place. They know their computations and calculations are like uber times faster than what we're thinking about. I got to get up for work in the morning. You know what I mean? I got to pay my electric bills. These people that are up there, man. So what am I saying? I ain't trying to strike any fear in anybody. I'm just saying, let's get real, y'all. Let's stop being bamboozled and thinking that that our arms are long enough to box with the gods. They're not. We're not on that level. Maybe at one point in time, if we had not allowed governments to get out of control, if we had not allowed so much corruption to go on for so long, the New Deal, maybe if we had not given up our gold and silver in exchange for government handouts, subsidies, and protection, at one point in time, maybe we could have done the most, as it were. But it's a different time now, y'all. Technology rules the day. This is not quote unquote arm up and take back type. No. Technology is now the weapon of choice. Okay. So let's get smart about this. Let's get smart about this. Let's get intelligent about this. Our weapons are not carnal anymore, as the scripture would put it. Okay, we fight against principalities, powers, and wickedness, or rulers in high places, or something like that. You know what I mean? So, and that's not talking about demons, disembodied souls and spirits and all that. That's not what that meant. It's not what that meant. If you want to, take a metaphor literally, then you'll literally be taken. Yeah, they're not meant to be that way. They're telling the story in a sort of way that only the learned, the upper echelon, the Ivy League, the upper academia will understand. Basically, that's what it is. You tell a parable to confound those who are not astute, who do not study, who see things surface value only. They don't get the esoteric meaning. That's why you tell parables, to keep things hidden from certain people, certain classes of people who are not educated, who do not know how to read. That's the way it goes. So just don't be one of those people. If you frequent here and your paths come through here, I'm not going to let you be. That's all there is to it. All right. So don't be fooled, and nor let me say this, nor be fearful. You don't have to be fearful. You don't have to be fearful. There's rules to this. There's rules to this. The ones that are preyed upon and that will be preyed upon are the ones that operate in ignorance.
Off my bed.
Okay, thank you very much. Those are the ones who are in jeopardy. Those are the ones who should be afraid. Blue Marvel says, if angelic beings descended here on Earth at this moment, NASA would call them extraterrestrials. Yeah, but only there is nothing like that, y'all. I'm just gonna say it. Will they create them? Yes, they're going to. But it wasn't that they existed prior to them being created by men. Okay, it's no different from the capabilities that man have using stem cells all of a sudden, right? Well, they've been delivering babies forever. All of a sudden, stem cells and stem cell research becomes a topic, right? Did an alien give us that? No, it was just we experiment, we learn new things. You know what I mean? There's still undiscovered places on this planet. And so when they finally discover something new about the planet, you know, then it gets out to the public, to the masses. We haven't discovered everything about this planet yet. So that they can take the occasion to use that discovery to make it seem as if an alien forces upon us, you know, or that a God is angry with us or something, you know what I mean? They could use it to their advantage. And that's what they do. It's an old trick. You know, there's nothing coming. There's nothing. We are here. We've been here. You know, no one ever witnessed the beginning of anything, and nobody's going to ever witness the end of a thing, of this thing called existence. Nobody. You bring anybody forward that can matter of factly prove that them, their grandparents, their great great grandparents were there to witness the very first man do something, then you got a case. But guess what? You'll never be able to produce that. Nobody will. Who can competently testify to the beginning or being related to somebody that was at the beginning? It'll never happen. Same thing with the end. Anybody that can ever claim that there's an end. Never. All that we know is that we've always been. You get what I'm saying? That's the only thing we know. We don't know anything else. We just act like we do. We just act like we do. And so the joke is on us. I gotta be careful. This fell on me yesterday. Not on me, but it fell down. The shocks, I gotta replace the shocks. I should have a stick up here. Stick up, stick up. But anyways, that's just what it is, y'all. I know that's not mystical. You know, we love mysticism. We want to be like an alien's coming. Oh, it's gonna be so lit. Because we've been sold that, man. We want to know. We want to really believe that there's a Zeus and a Thor. We love that stuff. That's what we grew up, man. That's how we grew up. We love Superman and Batman, you know, Spider-Man. We love that stuff. But they're all myths, y'all. They always were. Until they're not. And you know when they're not going to be myths? Is when a scientist or a man, like they're doing, watch TikTok, you see guys are independent scientists, I'll say, are building Iron Man suits and really creating plasma powers and, you know what I mean? So they're going to come. But are they the actual Tony Stark from the movie? No. It's just, this is the human condition. This is what we do. We envision it, we dream it up, and then we manifest that which we dreamt. Because remember the Tower of Babel? Remember what the threat was to the gods? You know, to Nimrod, or to the gods. The gods came, the Elohim. They said, "Oh goodness, look at them. Look at humanity. They are building a huge tower, and they're looking to reach the heights of heaven. Oh my God, we better stop them." You know, their togetherness, their unity, their ability to speak in the same language together, nothing is impossible to them. They'll be able to do anything that they aspire to do. And so allegedly that God said, let us go down and change their language so that they can stop working in unity. We can divide them up. Then they'll never finish the tower and eventually work their way up here, as the parable, the story, the legend goes, and then unseat us all. What in the... Okay, so again, it's a parable, it's a story, it has a meaning. You have to look beneath the surface value, you know, look beneath Santa Claus. Is it really about a man, a jolly old man with rosy red cheeks, wearing a red suit and with white hair coming down your chimney, avoiding the burning fireplace, as it were, right? And eating your cookies that you leave out, and knowing whether you're good or bad? Is it really about that, or is there a deeper meaning behind that story or that legend? That's what you have to ask yourself about the Tower of Babel and other Bible stories. What's the deeper hidden thing behind it? You know, that the author is trying to convey. You got to look deeper. And you know, religion doesn't teach you to do that. Religion teaches you don't ask questions, basically. Just have faith. Even though it does not look like something, it doesn't look like this, just believe it anyways. You know, that's a problem. That's a problem for someone who employs rational analysis, and then that becomes a problem for the ruler, the king. See, I'm a problem for the king because I think rationally. I use rational analysis. What that means is you can tell me something, but that doesn't mean I'm going to believe what you say. I got a few questions, like a reporter, you know? I got a few questions behind your assertion, your claim. You ain't gonna just tell me that that 12 reindeer or what have you can fly. You're not gonna just tell me that and think I'm just going to G for that. No, not me. You might get, you know, some people over here, but you ain't gonna get me. You might get my kids with that, but you're not gonna get me with that. I got questions. So if they really fly, do they make noise when they fly? I mean, is there a word? Do they have a motor built in them? How are they flying? You know? And why do they even need to fly? See, I'm gonna be asking those questions. And that's a problem once again for the king. You know, because I'm somebody that employs rational analysis. You're not going to just tell me something and think I'm going to go for it, hook, line, and sinker. Okay, that's a problem for the king. The king don't want you. Don't you dare question me. You see what I'm saying? All right, well, that's what's going on. And isn't that religion? Christianity and otherwise? Huh? How dare you question the Lord? How dare you challenge? I said this is the way it is, and you must believe it. I don't care that you don't understand it. You don't need to just rely upon what I tell you, or else. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it goes. So I'm not with that. I'm not with that. And you shouldn't be either. All right. And that's how you're led into captivity, you know? And I ain't with that. I'm not. I don't think most people here are with that any longer, if you were at one point in time. And so again, I'm gonna stop running my mouth here, but I just wanted to sound off, you know, yeah, I'm still me, I'm still doing it. It's just I got to take a break. I got to get my mind right, get myself right, get everything back tight, and then we're gonna hit the ground running. Once again, KnowledgeWell Media. Yes, I do miss y'all. I'll be going through withdrawals. I'll be like, I should be on a live right now, or I haven't done a video. I feel bad, like, I'm tripping on people or whatever, So yeah, I feel it. Don't think I don't. I do. And I got to tell myself, no, you're going to discipline yourself. You're going to focus. You're going to get this stuff correct. And you're going to perfect your delivery so that you can put on a great presentation for the people that entrust their education to you. So just know that's what I'm thinking all the time. All right, so Blue Marble says God is an extraterrestrial alien because he created the heavens and the earth. I mean, by definition, yes, he would be, right? He would be. He's definitely not like us, right? So he's foreign or alien to us. Yeah, okay, I get it. And God is somebody that man created anyways, isn't he? Isn't it? Man created that. How to get a title God? A God isn't a God per se, right? Without subjects, without somebody that worships. They're a God because they created something. You see what I'm saying? So if there is nothing created, then there really is no God or recognition of a God. Okay, whatever. You get what I'm saying. Let's see what else here. Your soul is an alien because it originated from a source outside of this third dimension. Interesting take. I mean, I don't have any argument against any of that. Yeah, I don't. Again, just recall and remember, all of these terminologies are all man-made themselves anyways. So no matter what we do, we're the ones creating the terms and we're the ones that are defining those terms. So the one that creates something and then defines something is God. Let me say that again for those in the back. God is the creator. So if all of these terms and definitions are man-made, then man is the creator. Yeah, it'd be like that. People who haven't seen aliens say they don't exist because they haven't objectively seen the... Okay. The landing on the moon was a movie in the 1960s. Neil Armstrong said on a podcast that it never happened. Yeah, I did. I've seen that over and over again, but now they're trying to say that that was even fake. So I don't really care, and I'm not speaking to you, Blue Marble. I'm just saying on the issue of whether or not we went to the moon. What does that matter? That is just a distraction. I don't care if we did, and I don't care if we did not. That's all I got to say. I really don't care. What does it matter? What can I do about it? I'm going to focus on, things that I can actually do something about, or things that can actually affect me and my family. And that's in my finances, establishing my legacy, wealth building and preservation. I'm going to focus on those things. I'm going to keep my ear to the ground because I need to know what the next moves or what the moves are that, taking our country into a particular direction, because what I have to watch out for is how that affects the economy. You know what I mean? And that lets me know whether or not I need to tighten up fiscally. That's all. That's all I have to keep my ear to the ground for. Other than that, politics can miss me. Like, what is that? have to do with me? What does the NFL and the Super Bowl have to do with me and my family? They're not chipping me. They're not giving me a cut. They're making guap. They're making plenty of money, and they're not sharing a doggone dime with me. In fact, they're taxing me, because if I want to do something nice and take the family to a game, I'm going to pay, $50 for a doggone hot dog and a drink. So they're just taking from me, and I'm making sure that they stay really wealthy. You see what I'm saying? Wearing the shoes of the stars. I'm making sure they stay wealthy. Paying taxes, et cetera, for stadiums and what have you. So none of that really, no. I need to be focused on my economy, my family, my legacy, my wealth. Not on that. That has nothing to do with anything. Unless I need a distraction, let's say, I need to get away for a little bit. I need a distraction from the norm. That's what we're using that stuff for. Because if we never got away, we would go absolutely insane, right? And then if we went insane or go insane, then the whole experiment is up. Because ain't nobody going to work. Ain't nobody going to work. Ain't nobody participating in politics. No voting, no nothing. Ain't nobody interested in doing that. If your life is in shambles, you're insane or deemed insane, legally incompetent, You ain't even gonna be focused on anything that has to do with the state or the rights or civil rights or political rights. None of that. So it becomes necessary for those little distractions. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they're evil in that way. We all need to get away. Go watch a movie sometime. Unplug a little bit, because if you take this thing too serious, it will seriously take you, is what I usually will say. Straight up. What time is it? Yeah. Anyhow, I had to change the oil. I just wanted to turn the camera on for a little bit. Say salutations to everybody. I miss you all, and we're going to be back here in short order. Enjoy your holiday. Make it a great day. Back to work here tomorrow. And let's see, Blue Marvel going to town here. Automation, robotics, engineering, technology is the new money-making career of the future. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. I told my nephew to major in automation, robotic engineering when he goes to college. There are classic sci-fi movies that show people creating utopian paradises on Earth using automation. Yeah, exactly. Those who understand the parables attain a master key, opening the doors to the cosmic mystical actualization of the mysteries. Awareness Daily is in the building. Thank you. Time to create multiple parties behind their trades. What do you mean by that? Commercial Drivers Union, power to the people. Wait a minute. What is this? What are you talking about? Power to the drivers, more importantly. You got to explain that, buddy. Time to create multiple parties behind their trades. Are you talking about the Stilches versus Rico case I shared, where having multiple capacities because each are deemed a legally different person in law? Is that what you're referring to? Catch me up. Catch me up. I think that's what you're talking about, awareness. But yes, you're right. That's where that remedy, as we have outlined here many times, The remedy is not in separating yourself from the legal personality. But it's in the realization of the various capacities you can act in, thereby granting you various immunities in law, because the law will recognize the distinction from between one capacity and another. Abso-freaking-lutely. If that's what you're talking about, awareness, you got it. You got it. And I really want to create and build a team that works together with me. That's another thing I'm going to be definitely adding to the reboot, is to get competent individuals to come on board and to, at least on a part-time basis, work with me in building a power pack team that knows their stuff and that are vigilant, integral, and fearless to stand by my side as we free the world one individual at a time through lawful implementation of actual legal remedy. You see, that's what it is. I need a strong team. Y'all already see what we do. You know we don't play any games. So, you know how they say Uncle Sam needs you? Yeah, KnowledgeWell Media needs you. As in the case of the mighty Leonidas, we don't need 1 million. We need 300 strong. That's all we need. Let's go. So we're going to be looking to activate, finally, the KnowledgeWell Media staff, team. So stay tuned for that as well. Looking for the best, the creme de la creme, the fearless, the integral, the righteous, to come on board. I already know several that are rearing and ready to go. But I wonder, will you be next? Because we ain't playing any games coming out. For sure. It's time to get it in. This is our year. That's all I'm saying. Any questions? Get them in now. It's time for me to get ready for bed. And I love you all, man. You guys are my everything. And I really appreciate your support and for sticking in there with me. The few that have, but that's all right. It gets much greater this go around. And I always say I'm going to remember those that always supported KnowledgeWell Media, irrespective of what might have come. Greatly appreciate you. All right, with that being said, let's see if anybody has anything else they're talking about. No, it doesn't appear. All right, so Awareness Daily and Blue Marble 9 and BB Productions is somewhere in the cut. Thank you for being here, for watching this on replay. Make sure you give a thumbs up, and we'll see you shortly look forward to that, the presentation I'm going to be given on what's actually happening with the alien disclosure, Mr. Donald Trump. What else was it? It was the Me Too movement, the This Is, or Time Is Up movement, P. Diddy. Oh yes, I got to put it together in a nice package for you. It's really going to make sense. It's going to explain all of this, why it is happening right now, all of that, all of the aforementioned. All right. So maybe in a week or two, we'll see what happened. I know we're on this holiday thing. So I'm not sure how hard I want to be working, but it'll be interesting. Okay. So stay tuned for that. All right. Make sure you share out the live, subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, great talking with you. We'll see you next time I come up. Also, TikTok, I'll look to do something this week. All right. And we'll try to stay a little active on there. But I've just been taking it easy, rejuvenating, getting myself back in line. All right. All right. With that being said, yeah, we're still hitting the gym a couple days, 3 days a week now. So, oh yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Stay tuned. I love you all. Thank you very much for everything that you do. And now you've been made free. The question is, what are you going to do with it? We'll talk to you soon. Peace. Bye.